Literally, what you can say is like a show, family show. So then as we discussed with my father, we said, when we die, we shall like a very simple grave, and we shall have a tree instead of flowers. And so then we decided, why don't we discuss about this on how we can, first of all, remove the only tube stone that was in the compound was my paternal grandmother grave. And so we decided to make a point across to everybody to understand this should not be the case. We had to remove that and make it a garden. So we discussed and we agreed that I was going to invite Professor Angare Madai. This is the lady that has been recognized worldwide for the role she has played in the environment. And I went to see her, and she was very happy to hear that she has been invited to her home to come and do that. But within a week of the date that we had set, she was, that's when she won a Nobel Prize. And from there, the security and everything changed in her life. But she referred me to somebody else. And the person I was referred to was a man who had also planted as many as 50,000 trees. So we invited him. We had a meeting with him and my father. And what we agreed is that in my father's compound, we were going to design a cross. That cross would be about 10 feet high, 10 feet length, and the width would be about 5 feet wide. And around the cross, we shall plant all kind of trees, every tree that we can think of, and indigenous trees. And then inside the cross is where we shall be having the burial ground. And so that was an occasion that was announced in the churches, and people came from wide and far. And many people came because of curiosity, for these people who want to do something with a taboo, to first of all prepare about the death before the death has come. Number two, to disturb the dead person, our grandmother. So the prayer was said, the churches came, people came from wide and wide, and even the newspaper and then also the media came. And so you could have seen my father and his brother holding the axe and knocking the grave, the tube stone. And of course, people also helped in planting the trees. And also there were talk about this occasion, which was very good. And I was interviewed at length, and my father was interviewed. And other people who came in, when they heard about the objective, the goal, they were so happy. They say, oh, I never thought about it that way. That is something I'd like to take to my own community. Some people have come from as far as Nyeri district, and they say, I'll take this idea to my own home. It doesn't make sense anymore to have so many graves in our compound, and we cannot even grow anything. Because for us, when we were discussing it, we said, when your grave has been planted a tree is the medicine, it is food, it's housing for the birds, it is firewood, it is a shade, it is everything. So we gave all many kind of scenario about what a tree is, and that means so many people can benefit from that tree. And today, that is what we have in our compound. So anyway, my father died about 7 years after. Although immediately after that scenario, many people are saying, this man is going to die very soon. He is going to die very soon. Of course, my father, a stubborn man, used to say, to everybody who have died, is it because they have done the same thing? So he was like defending and saying, well, that means that if that is the reason, let me die also. Anyway, he died in his late 90s. At 7 years later. And exactly as soon as he died, I was able to share that information with the family about exactly where my father was going to be buried. And also, we never bought any new clothes for my father to be buried with. And we had a very simple casket. And even I remember one of my brothers saying, I have a shirt, he can wear that one. And my father used to like his maroon color suit. That's what we put him on. We did not put him shoes. And that's the way we put my father on the ground, and that's the way he would have liked it. The message is to everybody. And the message is that things are changing. Even though we did that yesterday, and I'm talking about yesterday, as those many years back, today things are changing. And there is been a concern. Most of the common graves are full. And now there's another scenario of discussing the possibility of cremation. So even though talking about the dead was a taboo, people now are talking about cremation. And even some of my friends, including myself, has accepted cremation as a way to go. Because there will be no future land for anyone left if every one of us claim such a big space when there is nothing to be left for these people. My father was a very unique person. 15 years before he died, he did a will. He called every one of us and he said, we are 4 boys, 4 girls, and he said, you are 8 of you, and none of them chose to be born a male or female. For that reason, I like to divide whatever I have, and some of the things I'm going to divide cannot be split into 2, so you have to pair. Pair according to the way you get along, and that's where I'm going to dispose what I have. And of course, even though I'm going to dispose it, I'm going to be utilizing it until the time I'm gone. And if I go before your mother will utilize it, and if she go after me, then it will go back to you. And so when he did that, and it was whispered in the community that my father had done that, my father said, people said, this man, he is not going to survive. First of all, he did something which is a taboo. He made a will when he was still alive. That is death wishing. Number 2, he even incorporated the daughters. That is something that is never done in our community. So he is going to die soon. My father said the same thing. All the people who die every day is because they have given their land to their daughters or they have done their will. So many years later, when they realized that he was not dying, they would have a family dispute, especially after the death of a father, and they'll take each other to court. So people started now coming to my father quietly and asking, how did you do it? Show me how I can do it. Because I don't want to leave behind what I'm seeing the neighbors do. They are taking each other to court. They are losing everything into court. So he was a unique character in a sense that he did things that most of the people did not do. He did not mind or care about people's opinion when he knew that whatever he was doing was the right thing. And I must say that in many of my brothers and sisters, there is that inheritance characteristic from my father where you do what you believe is the right thing. You have the courage to follow your thinking and not to doubt yourself when you think that what you're doing is right. And I can say that some of the things that I have been able to do is because I have that courage.